This is a Pubcast Shot. I'm John Loomer. Your performance goal is everything. Let's go. So on a prior episode, I talked about how the algorithm works. And this is critical to understand. So go back and listen if you haven't. The short version, though, is that the algorithm is literal about how it works. So you define what you want, and the algorithm tries to get you that action. So today what we're going to do is dig into how you can go about this. It's the performance goal that defines what you want. So this is defined in the ad set. It controls ad delivery and optimization. Options for your performance goal include things like maximize number of conversions, maximize value of conversions, maximize link clicks, maximize landing page views, maximize through-play views, and on and on and on. There were 21 different performance goals last I counted, but as far as I know, there could be more now. Since this is how you define what you want and how your ads are delivered, you can't overstate its importance. So targeting is mostly algorithmic now. If Advantage Plus Audience is on, virtually everything is a suggestion. And even if you turn Advantage Plus Audience off, detailed targeting and lookalike audiences are often expanded, which basically means that they are suggestions as well. And how does algorithmic targeting work? Well, Meta will show your ads to the people most likely to perform the action that you want. And how do we define that? With your performance goal. So in other words, your performance goal acts as your targeting now. If it doesn't completely determine your targeting, it does play a huge part. I get it that these days you might feel like you have absolutely no control over targeting, but you do. So you got to understand this. You're going to reach different people depending on your performance goal. So the targeting changes, even if you don't know what the details of that targeting are. This is also how your performance goal can lead to high quality or low quality people, depending on your choice. So let's talk this through. You've defined your performance goal as maximize link clicks. The algorithm says, cool, let me find you as many link clicks as possible to make you happy. Now the algorithm might show your ad to a few people who have been known to click on your stuff before. It could sprinkle in a few people who visited your website or bought from you. The intention isn't to find prospective customers, though, so it really doesn't need to show it to those people. Going after your remarketing audience may actually be more expensive than going after a different group. Why would that be? Well, there's an audience just waiting for you on the audience network placement. In that case, it doesn't matter what your business is or what's in your ad. The audience network placement generates a ton of cheap clicks. Now, sure, most of them are accidental clicks or even click fraud before it's detected. But you know what? That technically doesn't matter. You wanted cheap clicks, and that's where they're going to be found. Now, even if you say, okay, I'll remove audience network, that's not going to completely solve the problem. The algorithm is still only focused on finding cheap clicks, and it will find them because some people simply click on everything. I don't know why, but they do. Some people are confused. Some people may not be people at all. Some people are bots, spam, whatever. It's funny how when it comes to engagement and clicks and these kinds of things, you'll always find cheap versions, low quality versions. That's never a problem when it comes to a purchase, right? So now let's change the performance goal to maximize number of conversions. Now, once you do that, you also need to select a conversion event. So yeah, let's select purchase this time. So at that point, everything changes. The algorithm still wants to get you as many of that action as it can. It aims to please, but the weaknesses that it could exploit before are different now. It can't simply find cheap or accidental purchases from a placement because that's not a thing. So first of all, your ads probably won't even be shown on that audience network placement. It's crazy how that happens. But second, your audience is going to completely change without doing anything to your targeting. So now you can expect a sizable percentage of your budget to be spent on remarketing. So prior customers, your email list, website visitors, people who have engaged with your ads before. Why is that? It's because Meta knows that these people are some of those who are most likely to buy from you. So you've just changed the targeting by changing the performance goal. Now, even when you change the conversion event, the targeting will change. Not explicitly, once again, but ultimately who sees your ads. So while the performance goal is maximize conversions, change the conversion event to leads. The audience will change again. Now, while you will likely see far more remarketing in this case than you would for if you were optimizing for link clicks, it will probably be quite a bit less than when you wanted purchases. Because unlike purchases, leads can have weaknesses that are exploitable to get you cheap actions. And while you'd love to get cheap sales, you don't necessarily want the cheapest of leads. Now, you want the cheapest high quality leads, but the algorithm doesn't necessarily know that. So this is where I've found the algorithm exploit weaknesses by age as an example. Now, for whatever reason, people over the age of 65 seem to complete a whole lot of subscription forms. So unless I set an age maximum when optimizing for leads, my budget will suddenly move to this age group, a very high percentage of it. So the bottom line is this. Your performance goal is really important. So do not get cute by trying to get cheap clicks or video views or something else, thinking that this is the way to trick the algorithm to getting you cheap sales somehow. And I'd even say the same thing about going add to cart or initiate checkout or view content. Could be the same thing. It's extremely unlikely that this approach is going to work. Now, while you're losing control over explicit targeting these days, this is still one of the main ways you can control who sees your ads. So do not minimize it. Do not complain about low quality results when you use a performance goal that doesn't consider quality. There's also a whole other topic there about how I wish Meta would find a way to allow us to optimize for quality actions for top of the funnel, but that's another discussion. When possible, use maximize conversions and the purchase conversion event. When you use anything else, know the risks involved and do what you can to mitigate them. Now, I wrote a long blog post about inflated results and what you can do to address them. That provides a whole roadmap for addressing them based on the various performance goals. Go check it out at johnloomer.com/inflated. One last thing. So if you're a Meta advertiser and you need a little extra support, I have something for you. I created the Power Hitters Club way back in, I think it was 2014 now. And it truly is my baby. So look, you get access to all kinds of free content already. I write a blog post every week. I run short form videos. I got this podcast. But the community itself is a support system. We help one another. So not only is it the private Facebook group, you get access to me. I host strategy sessions every week, webinars every week. You get access to JohnBot for question and answer, and my whole training library, in addition to big discounts on one-on-one sessions with me. So if you'd like to join us in the Power Hitters Club, go to johnloomer.com/PHC-elite. Thanks again for joining me today. Until next time, do awesome things. I'm out.